in front. Wonderful goal. It's a title winner.
Perfect end to a perfect day. Manchester City 4, Manchester United 1. Oh, what a hit! Oh, that's electrifying!
Hat-trick hunting. Trick getting. Still the appetite is there for more. Oh, it is sensational.
Oh yeah, the struggle is real. The struggle is real. We're struggling here with the internet. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, the struggle is real, man. Like, I can't believe this. And the thing is, it's the internet and plus the laptop. They're just working hand in hand. But anyway, at least I hope people can hear us, to be honest. I hope people can hear us. And I didn't even want to load this fast. It's already loaded itself, just boom, from the beginning. But anyway, we're here. I hope you're having a good day, Anthony.
Yeah, it's a nice day. It's a bit cold in Australia over here. It's winter, so
Is
and
it?
mornings
Is it
can
cold
be a
outside?
bit cold. Yeah, bro. In the
That's
morning
why
it's
you're
like
in, that's why you're in a hoodie.
1 degree.
Is it?
So
In the
right
mornings? Wow.
now, oh yeah, right now it's 9 degrees.
Mm. I always thought Australia is very, very hot all the time, but obviously I've noticed that
No, certain parts in Australia is
countries that have
hot.
got
Certain
hot
parts,
times. When it's winter, it becomes very cold. Yeah. Oh, so it's
certain
not the whole
parts.
of Australia. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Cool. There's a comment here. Not in my lifetime. Says England can win the tournament, but the manager has to go first. Let me just say this. Well, I know we're going to talk about England, and it's one of the teams I'm going to talk about in this. Guys, first of all, like the video. Apologies if the video is a bit, it's jamming, and apologies for starting late because I was having issues with the internet. Looks like I'm still having issues with the internet. Now I realize that doing work outside the house, so maybe they're touching a few things there because it's a bit dodgy anyway. But I don't know why. Anyway, let's just talk about this because everybody seems to be so focused on England. Thank you for the comment, by the way. Not in my lifetime, man. Guys, go subscribe. I think this is one of the city YouTubers. There's a lot of city YouTubers and they're doing very good work. So go subscribe and support. What do you think of this comment? Let me ask this. It's only happened in the AFCON. It happened in the AFCON and he's still on the game. He was losing 1-0. I don't know when. That's a long time ago. He was losing 1-0. One of the managers. They fired him during halftime. He still came out, sat on the bench, and they won 3-1. Very, very funny times. Would you sack Gareth Southgate at the tournament?
No, maybe after the tournament, but see, as you may know, I see Gareth Southgate is a problem. Definitely a problem. But
yeah.
If you listen to all the pundits, they were saying, "Oh, why aren't the superstars playing? Why aren't the superstars playing?" If I'm wrong, you can also check. Jan Agafiotov said the same thing as well in his tweets. And when the superstars played, there is no balance in the team. And actually, Southgate literally said that there is no balance in the team when you play all the superstars together. So that probably is one of the problems. But in saying that, yes, the one thing that you need to also look into is tournament football isn't like we have to go out there and ball out to win it. You know what I mean? You can win the whole tournament just by winning 1-0 every single game. There is no problem with it because you end up with the trophy. If you look at how many games have been high scoring games in this tournament, not many,
Not really.
I'm assuming. And even France, being that super team, won their first game with an own goal. There is a lot to be there. Again, I'm not defending Southgate, but if they want to change the game, he does need to be a little bit more brave. I think he would be a bit more brave when it comes to the knockout stages. However, in saying that, if he does, they do need a couple of points in the board in order to qualify for the knockout stages. But you do have some good players on the bench.
That's still first in the group with 4 points.
Exactly. So as long as you go on to the knockout stages, yes, it doesn't matter, isn't it? As long as you qualify, that's what matters at the end of the day. If you do end up winning the trophy, nobody's gonna say, "Oh, Southgate, look at the way he coached and all these things." It's at the end, it's defensive football. It actually does win you tournaments. Look at the way we won Champions League. We hold the record. Yeah, we were the best defensive team under Thomas Tuchel. I think it was a record or something. We didn't let a single goal in or something ridiculous like that. And it's just what.
So you think people just have to be patient, isn't it?
A little bit more, because you don't know how the team is gonna be like at the end of the day as well. Like a couple of players who are coming in, who were kind of, who were still nursing injuries. I do think now this Trent Alexander-Arnold experiment is dead and buried. You can do your experiments now, but moving forward, you can't do it because you're progressing further in the tournament. Maybe one more game just to see how it works out. If not, put him back in his natural position and get the actual guy who needs to play there in that position.
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking. Because if you think about it, right, I know that this is also pressure from the media, because they were talking about this before when the tournament. They were like, "Oh, we need creativity to get Trent in midfield." Look, I've given Trent so much stick in life, and look, it's justified. This guy has been a poor defender, and then people have shifted the goalpost and said fullbacks don't have to defend and attack. No, Gusto does it. Gusto is one of the best who does it. Cucurella finally has been unlocked properly. I used to see him at Brighton.
Cucurella.
Now people, do you know what, Anthony? I smile every time, because every time I hype a player, people attack me. People were attacking me about Cucurella when I was at even Paqueta. I know it's failed, but they're like, "What do you see in Paqueta? What is it later on?" I'm so happy when these things come true. I've been watching Cucurella being dunked on. I just said that I was like, "Do you remember when people used to call me, this guy is so obsessed with Cucurella?" When I was doing my videos, I saw
the problem with Cucurella was he was played in the wrong. He wasn't played the way he's supposed to be played. That was the problem with Cucurella. Yeah. And as soon as we switched the system, you could see the old Cucurella coming back, and you're seeing it right now. Like he has been immense. However, in saying that, like at the end of the day, we just have to have a little bit more patience, because the tournament is long.
It is, isn't it?
And it takes some time for teams to actually find their feet sometimes within the tournament, because you have to also understand this team, this England team, not only the England team, everyone else is just coming to Germany and they're playing. The only player who has the experience playing in Germany currently is Harry Kane. Everyone else is from other places, and they just have to also get into that rhythm, get into all these things. Even Saka was injured as well coming into the tournament. Kieran Trippier wasn't coming off the back of a good Premier League season as well. He was almost benched every single time. John Stones just came back from injury. That's another thing. There is a lot of things that people have to consider when looking at things like that. So yeah, that's just how I feel. Like just have a little bit of patience.
Talking on England, right? Because since we started on this already, then we'll move on to Belgium, because I have so many words for that. Finish just the team. I feel like you're right. Yes, Southgate is trying to. Even you talk about Phillips. Yeah, I get the Phillips thing. I did warn people about Phillips that as bad as you are laughing at this guy has been England's best midfielder in most of the tournaments. Because the thing about Phillips is he does more than Rice. I say this to people. People keep laughing. Rice, I rate him, but Rice is limited. Phillips, the advantage he had is when Southgate wants somebody who's stable and fast to get around the pitch, but also break lines and pass forward, guess what? It was never Rice. That's why Phillips was the player of the Euro tournament that time. They're laughing. Obviously, people are pissed off when Southgate said we don't have a player like Phillips. Let me explain why. As bad as Phillips, people might look at City, don't think Phillips is a bum because of Man City. That's Pep Guardiola. Trust me. That is Pep Guardiola. He looked bad at West Ham. That was after as a football player, Anthony, it's confidence. His confidence was shattered. I have seen Pep Guardiola shatter the confidence of people. People go to another team and they look bad. It takes them so long before they get it back. Phillips has an advantage. He used to do these cross passes. I haven't seen Rice do that, where he could switch the ball. Phillips would carry the ball from the back, drive into midfield. Remember, there was a tournament where that's what he was doing. Now, Southgate has that on the bench, but I think they're too young and he doesn't want to trust them. There's Adam from Crystal Palace. I think he's capable.
You got Kobe Mainoo, bro. Coming off a very good season.
Right. They have Kobe Mainoo, but I think. Do you know who else is working in a funny way? And I said it, and people were laughing. Cocaine Gallagher. Conor Gallagher is working in that England midfield. Do you know why he's working? Because he runs around, and you need somebody to be running around.
He works hard, bro. He would definitely work.
Notice that every time he gets in the team improves. Have you noticed that every time Conor comes into the team, and you know the funny thing about people is when they just hate a player or this or he's average, they don't know that there's a use for him. That's why there was a time when people were laughing at me when I said I would take Conor at City when we were running out of legs in midfield, and people were like, "Why? I was like, because De Bruyne is gone, legs are gone. You need people like Conor Gallagher sometimes in a team just to be sweeping and just be running around, pressing people, hustling people, while stars like De Bruyne and Foden just do what they have to do. Look at him every time he comes on. But the thing about it is, you can have Conor, but Conor doesn't do those passes. That's why maybe even Conor Gallagher next to Adam or somebody. The thing, this is why I know Arsenal fans are going to be hurt. This is why when we watched you praise Rice, we told you there's a limitation. Let me tell you something about this.
But Rice works in that. That's the thing is, bro. Rice works in that Arsenal system because they have players that they can rely upon. Yeah. The thing is, if you're going to play,
that's why Jorginho's played next to him. That's why Jorginho's played next to him. Yeah.
So even Thomas Partey or Jorginho or anyone who plays next to him, it works. So for me, it has to be Rice and Gallagher because you're not playing an attacking type of system within England. You're playing a defensive type system.
And I think Jude as a 10 is a mistake. I've said it.
No, so it has to be either Foden who plays in the middle as like a 10. Palmer, Eze, you got no minutes for Palmer or Eze or Mainoo.
I'm disappointed.
It's not good, bro.
Yeah, I'm disappointed.
Because all three players, let's say Mainoo as a midfielder, okay, let's leave Mainoo out. Eze and Palmer, I'm sure between the both of them, if they had 10 to 20 minutes each, they probably would have been able to create a couple chances that Foden and Saka couldn't create.
Did you see what somebody said? Yeah, and another thing, do you see? This is what, like, Anton, you and me, when we're talking, sometimes we banter, but when we talk football, we like talk football, that here it is. I said it at the beginning, and people think you're hating. And somebody told me, oh, you're just trying to shoehorn your boy. I said this thing of playing Trent midfield, then taking that position that belongs to Jude. Someone was like, but Jude is a 10. And look at him at Madrid. I was like, the Madrid thing, it was a false 9 thing. Because Jude can score, he gets into the box. Jude is not a number 10. Do you know why? And somebody broke it down. Some reporter today, he wrote a whole thread. He's like, Jude is not a number 10. Notice how many times Foden, Harry Kane have put their hands like this, and Saka, and he's holding on to the ball. He's again number 10. Would release that ball fast. Jude hasn't created any chances. He hasn't created chances. He hasn't created any chances. He holds on to the ball for so long.
Carlo Ancelotti said it best, right? For me, the best thing that I can do with Jude Bellingham is play him as close to the box as possible near the striker.
Yeah.
It's because that's what he does, bro.
Yeah.
He's I don't know whether he's creative enough or not. That is
I
up
think he's
to
a box
anyone
to
else.
box. I think he's a box to box.
Correct.
I think
That's
he
how
is
I
good
feel
legs.
like
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
For me, bro, even Conor Gallagher might create a chance, or he might actually send the ball through.
He was at Crystal Palace. Now,
He,
do we ask the question that maybe at
he does
Chelsea he was
tend to
given
pass.
different? Because remember, there's a clip I'll send you where he ripped City apart. That's when I was impressed with him. He was the creator in the Crystal Palace team. He was the one doing the through balls and everything. So do you think maybe at Chelsea he's like, I don't really have to create, or maybe he's been given a different role?
No, he doesn't have to create because we create so many chances by
Yeah.
ourselves anyway. The other thing is Conor, bro. The problem with Conor Gallagher is he does sometimes create those chances, but it's not very consistent because it's not Conor's fault. He is not that type of player. He's a destroying type of player. So in a defensive team, when you have this overworking kind of midfielder who hurries play up, there is a lot better chance of winning the ball back and being on a counter attack with a player like Harry Kane, who will drop back in deep. You don't need a Jude Bellingham or like a 10, because that's what Kane would do for you. And you got fast wingers and
so you need
deadly wingers. You don't need anybody. I think if they're playing, I don't know which formation they're playing, if they're playing like a 4-2-3-1 or something of that sort, if they have wingers let's say a Saka and an Eze and a Foden, or Saka Foden and a Palmer,
Anthony Gordon, Bowen,
even Anthony Gordon, Jared Bowen, any of those things would work. But that has to be there. Like Jude Bellingham cannot be in that 3, and then you got your Harry Kane dropping deep, and then if you have a Rice and a Gallagher midfield, or a Rice and a Bellingham midfield. But it's a matter of how, and Trent cannot come in, because what will happen is if Trent gets the ball, he has a higher chance of pinging a ball across the field to a winger that is running from the side as well. You know what I mean? He's a very good passer of the ball.
Yeah, he had one pass like that yesterday. It was to it was one of the guys, but I think they had a bad touch. One of the guys had a bad touch. Who was that? Somebody went through, but they didn't bring the ball down properly. And I think if it was somebody, I said if it was Foden and who else is very good? Foden, was it Jared Bowen who went through? Somebody with a touch. I said
Jared Bowen is such a good player, bro. My God,
I am excited for him. And do you know what? Let's say this also. Let's keep this 100. As much as look, like yesterday I saw Foden trying. I think he's seen the media criticism, because I am one of the guys who criticize Foden, saying, look, my brother, sometimes when you're a good player, I know you've been thriving as a number 10, but you've played left before, so maybe take charge of the game, and he took charge of the game yesterday a few times. But what I've noticed is that some guy said
it doesn't suit him, bro.
Do you know what somebody said? It says you never see the best of Foden or some of these players, because some of these players, they're all coming from different, these particular ones especially, they're coming from different systems. I've noticed when Foden wants to do a 1-2 tiki-taka with Jude,
they can't do it, bro.
Jude is used to playing at Madrid, where he holds the ball for so long, drives into the box and tries to score. Foden is trying to do tiki-taka. Trent is trying to do the over-the-top thing, where Mo Salah, there's no Mo Salah. It's like these players are all confused. Saka is trying to do his thing from Arsenal. All of them seem to not have an instruction. But I want to talk about Kane. Look, I don't know if this is a hot take. People might think it's just a hot take, but it's not a hot take. I'm sorry. I think Kane sometimes during the games has to be dropped. Has to be dropped first to the bench. You know why? But you know what I've seen? I have seen Watkins come in and look more dangerous.
The problem is you see why you think that it is because when Kane drops deep to do his thing, Jude Bellingham is right there.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
They're all just stuck together in the middle.
Correct. So that doesn't work. So in that case, what they need to generally try to do is play somebody who can play the ball together with a Foden. For an example, it can be Palmer. It can also be Eze. They are kind of those types of players who would play that.
I think Palmer would. I was imagining Foden and Palmer doing the same thing Nagelsmann is doing with Musiala and Vets. I think Palmer and Foden would do well together. It's just this Palmer thing is pissing me off. How do you know why it's pissing me off? Here's my logic, right? Okay, so Foden, you don't want to trust him as a number 10. And Foden, people are saying he needs this tiki-taka football. Okay, let's keep it there. Okay, so Foden is a guy who needs a system. Let me feed the system people who say City players need a system. Okay, so let's pick a player this season who went to a team that was trash, the team that was confused. They didn't know that, okay, the team was the same like England. They were just put together. They were kids. They have no idea. They've never played together. Caicedo wants to still play Brighton football. Enzo wants to play Benfica football. Jackson still thinks he is in Africa somewhere playing in the street.
He played well.
I know he played well, but I'm just saying everybody's confused in that Chelsea team. But guess what? Palmer went there and adopted to what he had. You know what I mean? Palmer said, okay, this is what I have. I'm going to have to just be an X factor. Looking at this England team, I think Palmer comes into that number 10. He does the same thing he did for Chelsea. I just see that. But yet, you don't even give him a minute. And how can you be such a fool that, apart from Foden, who's been the player of the season, right? The other contender for player of the season was Palmer. Young player of the season was Palmer. Palmer went to Chelsea. I don't care if that penalties, you still have to put the penalties away. City players stink at penalties. That's why we're not in the final. Palmer scores penalties, who's confidence, and the amount of created chances Palmer was doing. He will create for Kane. Tell Kane, don't drop in. Palmer create. Palmer worked with players that were confused. Why don't you throw Palmer in this? Do you know who another player who works with players that are confused?
Even that, right? Even for that, right? Whether it is Palmer or Eze, both of these players have something that we might have not seen from England, which is taking a shot from outside the box. You know what I mean? They're pretty good at doing that as well. Like sometimes you might need somebody to take a shot from outside the box, like out of nothing. You know what I mean? They just
that's what Foden was doing yesterday. Remember, he's been scoring outside the box for City. Every time he drops in, he was taking the ball, shooting. Because another thing, you're right. Jude, I think, doesn't like shooting from the box. He likes getting into the box. And I know that people be like, "Oh, you're slandering Jude." No, he's such a fantastic player, and my mouth has been shut down because I see the talent. But I think he is so useful next to a DM. He's useful to carry the ball. And anyway, we'll move away from England because also Luke Shaw is fit, but Luke Shaw is on the bench. And I think Luke Shaw will perform better. I think he'll perform better than Trippier.
You can't trust a player who can't stay fit, bro.
Was Chilwell left?
Chilwell would have been a very good option.
But he was left home, isn't it?
Yeah, but the thing is, maybe Rush, it is fair. It's fair enough that they left Chilwell because he wasn't fit. He didn't perform to the level that it was needed. But then Luke Shaw should have been left home as well. There are other people that you could have taken. You could have taken Livramento, for an example. That's another player that you could have looked at. There are so many other players that you could have looked at taking for England as well in that situation. But in this type of system, the way he likes to play, I think Rashford would have done really well.
I think Rashford would. I think even he should have bought Raheem for experience. Look even at Germany. Raheem, look at other teams. I think Jack Grealish, even as bad as I hate Jack Grealish, he performed so well for Bosnia. Did you see when he came in for Bosnia? He created that goals for them. They scored because of him against Bosnia, and he created 3 chances. I think South was by the media. I think he had an original team and he dropped it because in tournaments you need experience and youth. Look at Germany, Gundogan. Look at Thomas Muller is still in the squad regardless his age. Look at Kante, who was brought back to France.
Toni Kroos.
Look at that. I'm telling you. So let's move on to this team now. Let me ask you something, Anthony. Do these guys want to be there?
No. They are the Tottenham of international football, bro.
Man, what's happening? They seem like they don't want to be there. Some of the players seem like they genuinely are not interested. I'm telling you. And I bet that plane is still, the engine is still running because they're going to leave anytime soon. Because, my God.
You know, they have the easiest, I think they have the easiest group of all as well.
And they're struggling. Openda
it's
looks
like Manchester,
good.
It's like Manchester United in the Champions League.
Yeah, United had an easy group and they struggled, didn't they? I think they were put out by
they ended fourth.
Yao says Spain will probably win it. We'll discuss that in a few minutes. Thank you very much for the comment. Yeah, but Openda looks good. People used to tell me Openda is not all that. I think Openda is a good player. Openda looked good when he came on.
It's see, this is sometimes in these situations he does look good, but at the end of the day, um,
Mm.
much as I hate the guy, Lukaku, when he gets onto his scoring form, far out, he can be a little bit of a problem, bro.
Yeah, but Lukaku is the one who fumbled the back too for these guys, because they could have been
He
four
always
goals
does it.
up.
He
They could
always
have.
does that.
Hmm.
It's just
Am
what
I?
it is. Remember the Champions League final against City?
Yeah, I saw
Bro,
that.
he could have that. Like, you guys should have lost that. It was Lukaku who
I know.
literally won that for you guys.
Nah, but those guys were also a bit funny. Lautaro Martinez, instead of squaring it to somebody, he decided to
Bro,
try to curve it, like square it to somebody. To be honest
bro,
with you, that do you know
remember
why I was
Lukaku
happy?
had so many chances. He literally kept heading it onto your players. I don't know
Yeah,
why he did
but
it.
I like that game. Also, Edison had one of his best games. I've seen some of the
Oh yeah,
saves, or some of the saves are off the line. But you know what? That also showed me that thing you told me, that sometimes experience to get there for the second time is what
Hmm?
gives you an advantage. Because you notice, as bad as City, no, City were not bad. It's just as we were trying to finish, but our finishing was more calm. It's just that
Hmm?
Onana was on drugs that time. He was saving a lot. But I've noticed that you
The
notice
drugs
Inter
have
were
bared
rushing.
off.
Yeah, no. Edison, I mean, Onana has been okay at the end of the season, but he weighed off at the beginning
I
of the
mean,
season. What I was about to say, this team is full of talent,
yeah,
but
good
I've
team.
noticed that defense is poor. And you know what? It's not just that defense. I've also noticed that this guy Onana is also limited. And this is what I like about football. It exposes you. Onana looks good, but he's really limited as a midfielder.
He's not limited, bro. Like, who does he play in the midfield with?
There's a guy next to him, Mangala, and then De Bruyne is in front of them.
But this is the thing, right? Like, Onana, I think there is a good talent in that player there, but he
Mm.
needs a lot of help because he's also young. You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah,
He does need a good
That Mangala guy. Why don't they play that guy with the afro? What's his name again? The guy with the afro. He used to play for
Axel
Dortmund.
Witzel.
Yeah, I think he should be. I know that he's older now, but I think he's more experienced and he should be next to Onana because Mangala looked lost. The Mangala
And
fella.
that's the problem, right? Because
Mm.
at the end of the day, like, Onana is we have seen Onana's quality. Like,
Mhm.
he's a destroyer. He is not going to control games for you.
It brings you back to the Declan Rice thing, where some of these
Correct.
destroyers they can't carry the ball, so they need a ball carrier or somebody who breaks and then can do the forward pass.
See,
Because
that's where you need a player like like, let's say, an Onana and a Douglas Luiz, for an example.
Mhm,
Oh,
mhm.
that would be insane.
Yeah, that would be a good combo. But that's another thing. That's why in football we have to respect some of these players. We have to respect people like Caicedo. Why do I say Caicedo? And some people will be laughing, obviously, saying,
Far
"Why are you
out,
saying Caicedo?"
Caicedo is just insane,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. This is what I want to tell people. When you're watching football, I want you to watch the different types of DMs or CDMs or midfielders. There's people like Casemiro. Casemiro was never a ball carrier. Never. He never
No,
carries the ball. That's why Toni Kroos and Modric were next to him. Toni
correct.
Kroos, especially, you can see guys why Toni Kroos in his prime, Madrid won those pre-UCLs, even though people were trying to say it's because of Modric. It's actually because of Toni Kroos. When that guy is in form, he's top class.
Oh
If you
yeah.
look at players like Caicedo, why I wanted Caicedo at City and why I was happy Caicedo did not go to Liverpool, because I think he was going to be more dangerous also because the
Mhm.
Liverpool team was more settled. There's people who are destroyers, like they just destroy and forget about it. But there's destroyers who destroy, hold the ball, look for a pass. And the
Mhm.
pass is not sideways, it's forward. Caicedo
It's
was
always a
doing
good
that
pass.
when he was on fire at Brighton. Enzo played that at Benfica, and somehow it's just that I think the Portuguese league is slower. That's why maybe he looked
No, so
good.
Enzo is
Mm.
Enzo is never a destroyer, bro. That's the thing. People have
Yeah,
this
but every
misconception of
time he gets the
Enzo
ball,
Fernandez.
but every time he gets the ball, at least he looks for forward pass. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So
He
yeah,
does that
but
now as well. But the thing is, bro, he's more of like, you have to think of him more of like a Jorginho type player. But the
yeah,
issue is, with a massive groin injury for 2/3 of the season, you're never gonna get the best out of him anyway. But you will see a little bit of a different thing when Enzo plays under our new manager, who is coincidentally named Enzo as well. At the
Yeah,
same time.
these Enzo players, it's like Jude. They're like Jude, isn't it? They're like carry the ball, they carry the
Bro,
ball from the back, bring it in.
what he does is he just recycles it, but he recycles it in a really good way, and he gives it to players to create it in front of him. For an example, he could give it to a player like a Palmer or anything of that, or just make a crossfield ball or a chip over the defense when you have weird strikers or quick runners. You saw Enzo's quality when he first came to Chelsea, that first 6 months, where he was creating so many chances for João Felix, for an example, if you remember. And João Felix just kept on bloody missing everything. However, in saying that, and that's where like players like him, you need a proper player together with them. Whereas like I do see a world where if it was Onana and let's say Lavia, it would have worked brilliantly.
Lavia is the other player that's missing here. I know that he's been injured, and that's another player that's missing here. And Lavia is a destroyer and a passer. Now look at this. I'm trying to. A lot of people hype players, and sometimes people say, "Oh, because of maybe of Twitter, I banter too much." I watch football, and when I watch football, I just analyze players. Like what's his name? This guy, is it Talisman or Tiesman? I forget Tiesman, but the other one was at Leicester. I forgot his name.
Tielemans.
Tielemans could have been good next to Onana if you want somebody to help carry the ball. That's why because De Bruyne couldn't find somebody to link with, and it was Onana couldn't link. And now this also brings me to people who are hyping Paulinho. Why I don't like Paulinho. Paulinho is just a destroyer. Paulinho will not recycle the ball for you. This is why people like Busquets, like Rodri, they need respect, because as much as Rodri, sometimes people say he's looked isolated, it's just because legs are running out in that City midfield. We needed people like Gundogan to help him out, but Rodri at least takes the ball, looks for a forward pass. That's why I'm saying City could have seen that Caicedo or Lavia could have stayed, or Caicedo. We could have. That's why there is
only one N'Golo Conte, bro.
Yeah, that's true. It's rare to find somebody like that.
My God, that guy, he does everything for you. Again, at the end of the day, it's just like, for an example, look at who else do they have in Belgium, right? Like, bro, you're trusting your defense to people like, what do you call, Wout Faes or somebody. Like, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what do you expect?
Nah, I know, man, I know. And why is Courtois not at the tournament? Because Courtois played the last games for Madrid. So why isn't he there?
I don't think he's 100% as well. Like, you know, it's I don't know. This, as I said, like for me, bro, this, whenever I think of Belgium, I think of, you know, Tottenham Hotspur. They are the Tottenham Hotspur. All the hype, but nothing. All the hype in the world, but nothing to show for it.
I don't know, man. Kao, how you doing, man? Good morning. I thought this was too early for you. That's why I didn't send you the link.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, man.
Good. Excellent. Good.
So what are you? We spoke about England, Southgate, and everything, but now we're on this Belgium team.
Don't waste my time with it. Don't waste my time on Southgate.
Yeah. So what about this Belgium team? What do you think? I think they look like they don't want to be there.
The only two teams who can win this tournament are Germany and Spain. That's it. Nobody else.
So what's your say on this Belgium team? I think Vetso, Talisman, Tielemans has to be played next to Onana.
They're not good. They're not good enough. They're not good enough to win anything.
See, even Trossard is not performing, bro. They're not good enough. There is a problem. There is a problem.
They're unbalanced as a team.
That's what I mean. Like, that's what I was trying to say. It's the problem, because Onana, once he destroys, again, like just Carl was saying, there is an unbalance there. Like, Onana would destroy it and everything, whatever he needs to do, but in order to get the ball towards De Bruyne, it doesn't go there. That's the problem.
I mean, the reality is that the modern football now in this age, nobody destroys. That's an old. No one destroys, right?
That's why I don't rate Paulinho. Carl, I don't rate Paulinho because Paulinho, that's what he does.
Yeah, think about
I
players
like
like
Paulinho.
Rodri, like Rodri, the Busquets of the day. They don't destroy. They just keep the game moving. They control the game. They're not destroying. What are you destroying? Kante can't do shit nowadays. He's not going to be doing nothing. What's he going to do? Run around the whole place and destroy it?
But he does well. He's performing.
He
though.
did. He
He's
did that the other
performing.
day as well.
Because but who do they play? You know, why is he in Saudi Arabia? Why can't he keep his fitness and his? Because the game has changed. The role of
But he didn't need to stay in Europe because he won everything he needed to win. He doesn't have to do anything.
But Kante is performing, and Kante somehow. Remember
play
when
that,
people?
but when he-
What's
when
that guy?
he-
Who were they laughing at against? What's that guy?
When-
that coach used
when
to
he
smoke a
plays-
lot. What's his name?
when he plays
Whatever his name is.
when they play Germany or Spain, let's see what Kante does.
Oh yeah, no.
Let's see what
There is a lot more to be desired from this French team as well. Like we haven't seen the best of them at the end of the day as well. But in saying that, this Belgium team is not very good.
Yeah, it's not very good. Okay,
I
so
mean,
let's
I know
shift over.
I know I miss
Let's
England.
shift over to-
I miss England talk, but I guess I have 1 minute, right?
Yeah.
All you frauds out there who are rating Bellingham, I've been telling you this guy's a fraud. Nobody ever the guy is a fraud. All he does is run around like a headless chicken and has good PR. That's it. If this guy played this way in England, as another Calvin Phillips, I'm telling you, the guy's a fraud.
We didn't say he's a fraud.
Southgate plays him in number 10. He's not going to create anything as a number 10. What are you doing? Southgate is playing media football. That's what he's doing. He's playing to the gallery. The best position for that boy is at number 8. That's what you do. Rice and Bellingham. That's what you do.
Yeah, that's how we spoke about it earlier on.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Pat and I said as well. Rice next to Bellingham and someone else in front of him, maybe like a Foden or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Foden, Eze, Kopama better. Foden, Eze,
There is so
Kopama
many
will go to the
options
top.
for him.
Yeah.
So many options.
Yeah, so moving on to France. No, not France actually. Let's move on to Portugal. Does anybody see any wins from this team? Because I still think bringing Ronaldo is a mistake. I think that Ramos guy was better.
The problem with Portugal is the manager. He's useless.
Oh yeah, that guy. What's his name? Roberto
Martinez. I don't know how he gets these jobs. It's just ridiculous how
after he destroyed Belgium.
Oh, by the way, we have 8 kids deep now, which is Josh. Josh has joined us.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yep. Hello. Hi, everyone.
Good, man. How you doing? So what do you think of this Portugal team, Josh? We've spoken about the useless Belgium team and the useless England team, but what do you think of this Portuguese team? Do you see any hope for them? Because I think they have the talent, but the setup is just wrong.
Oh, bro, I'm getting is it Roberto Martinez is the manager?
Yeah, Robert. Yeah, he is. The same fraud who destroyed the golden generation of Belgium.
Yeah. Well, I see a lot of similarities between Southgate and Martinez in this competition. A talent-packed squad, and he's putting players into the wrong positions, being too experimental, not selecting the right players for the right roles in the team, and outwardly you're seeing the results being affected by the players not being in their best in-form positions. You're right about Ronaldo. I mean, maybe as a bench option to be a last 20-minute.
I think Ramos that Ramos guy could have been better.
No, Ramos is not good.
No. If you need desperation long balls from your wing backs or something into the box, that Ronaldo can be used at the back end of games. But I'm not sure he has the foresight to do that. It depends who they're playing against. But Portugal have way too many good players to be getting the kind of results that they've been getting so far. Yeah, that's the long and short of it. Same deal as England. They should have obliterated Denmark. In all honesty, they shouldn't have got away with that with a 1-1. What I don't know what Southgate's thinking. So same deal with Portugal. Like, who was it they played last? Was Switzerland?
No, they played Chechnya.
Chechnya. Sorry, that's right. 1-1. I haven't. No, bear with me. I really haven't been watching the Euros. I've kind of been preoccupied, as you fellas know. But
it's fair.
But I've been keeping track of it as much as possible from pundits, highlights, and whatever. But I just look at them on paper and I think that accumulation of players, they should be walking through their group. Honestly,
they should. There's a lot of teams that should be walking through the groups, because some of the groups where even Anthony said Belgium were given one of the easiest groups and they're struggling. So it's just quite funny that this place, and I know Carl has always said this Roberto Martinez is a fraud since Belgium, because this is the same fraud that used to play De Bruyne injured and Hazard injured and destroyed most of these players.
Bro, look at this, right? They're playing. Who are they playing? They're playing Bruno Fernandes and Vitinha in midfield, whereas they could easily play a Bruno Fernandes and a João Paulinho. Because if they play the João Paulinho, what João Paulinho would do is do that DM role and then give the ball to Bruno Fernandes,
throw both Bruno and Bernardo. Bernardo sits next to a DM.
No. So that's the thing.
No,
you can do that.
Just a question though: is he deploying Bruno in the 8?
Yeah, he's playing Bruno in the 8.
Bruno has for a while been playing in the 8 for Portugal, and still been getting decent results. But it's the players around him that are making it difficult for him in his outputs, because Bruno is a slightly deeper playmaker. I actually find I prefer him there instead of being the chaos guy in the 10.
Yeah, fair.
Bro, and the thing is, they could easily play. Bro, for an example, Josh, he could easily, just to give you an option, right? They actually have Pedro Neto, and they have a few good wingers within that team for a deep lying playmaker like Bruno. Sorry, continue.
But even then, like as you said, Paulinho to be the DM, you can have Bruno and Silva as sort of like 8-10s, and they can alternate, or even dare to dream. I could almost say deploy Bruno in a false 9. He did that in the FA Cup final, for example, and had some success for a little while.
Wait, is Jota not there? Let's
Jota is playing.
Then why don't you play Jota as the striker then? Another runner.
No, but you can't do that because you have the greedy bastard playing for Portugal.
That's what I'm saying, Mr. Greedy Bastard. You could have been given a lowdown that my guy, you're not going to be the first guy. But it's just the balls. They don't have the balls. Some of these people. Somebody said it's going to be the weakness for them.
As a team, though, Portugal has enough pace and enough technicality where they could deploy a Silva, Fernandes into a false 9 or a 10 striker, centre forward. Just say, and
don't forget Ruben. Don't forget Ruben Neves can also play that role.
He can do the 6 and the 8. Not as good as the other, but they have the technical proficiency. They have the speed out wide, and all they need is just a link man to allow the wingers to come in and play. Like they could play quicker than they are. Like you could almost play the City version of what he did. Like they could play that high pace, that possession and high progression, and isn't that
João Neves kid from there too? That João Neves kid from Benfica.
João Neves is also bro. Even if they don't want to play like this possession based type thing, they could still go direct. Like you got Neto, right? He's an excellent ball carrier who would direct. Rafael Leao is there who could still go
9. Joao Felix can be a post 9. This is too much.
I don't really like Joao Felix that much, but still he could still do a job. And
but Felix could even play up high, and he's got speed, he's got dribbling ability to actually get past a person.
Correct, and he has a pass on him as well.
And that's the thing, like you have you have a technical midfield and you have a fast front 3 or front 2 or however you decide to set up, and their defense, cool. That's probably their weakest point of their team. But I mean, Diaz ain't no slouch. Is he in the team, Ruben Diaz?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Pepe's still playing for him.
Yeah, he's that 41. Yeah, he's still playing.
See, Ruben. So they got Ruben Diaz, Pepe. What the hell is this guy? Nuno Mendes from PSG. But they have Inacio, that Goncalo Inacio who played for Sporting. He's pretty good, bro. He's on the bench as well.
You know the fullbacks are very creative. Semedo can run back and forth, creative. Andalo, creative. Joao Felix, what's his name?
Cancelo,
very creative. It's just this team everywhere. Like, this is a team where even if this summer signings, this is where you're gonna pick up people. It's as if this is the team you're gonna pick. Because to be honest with you, to the date of today, Josh Cow and Anthony, even if people keep laughing at the fact that he went to Saudi, I would still go to Saudi and start looking to get Ruben Neves out of Saudi. He is
this
a
is not
talented
a
player.
bad
Bro,
team, isn't it?
I could go to Saudi and score 20 goals a season, and I've only played 1 year of football in my life. Seriously.
Shut up, George. Shut up. This guy thinks because he's scoring elsewhere, he can score anywhere. Let's move on here. Let's move on.
By the way, it's not a bad team, isn't it? This Portugal team, when you actually look at it, it's actually a very good team, isn't it?
It is, man. There's talent everywhere. Look at the keepers. Even the keepers are not bad.
Look at
talented.
this. Bro, Nelson Semedo, I think, had one of his best seasons for Wolves this year.
Yeah.
Remember, this guy was doing
Don't forget that for this Nuno guy from PSG, the fullback, man, everywhere oozes talent in this team. And it's just the fact that they have a bum who's managing them. As here says, Roberto Martinez is a professional bottler. Kenny TV, big up to you guys. Go subscribe to Kenny TV. I'll say semi-final for Portugal. And then let's move on to this. Where is Carl? Carl, what's your opinion on France? You said N'Golo Kante doesn't impress you.
I'm not impressed by France. I'm not impressed by France. I just think they do what they do. They don't play good football. They win, but they don't play good football. It's not enjoyable. When we talk about enjoyment of the ball, patterns of play, talk about Spain. Now, may Spain win it? Maybe not, but they give me enjoyment. I feel good when I see them.
But at the end of the day, the trophy is what matters, isn't it?
But it's not about, yes, it's about trophies, but it's not about trophies too, right? It's about trophies, but it's not about trophies, right? So the best.
If it wasn't about trophies, we'd be excited with Arsenal.
Hold on. Here's my point. It's about trophies, but it's also not about trophies. Let me explain what I mean by that, right? For example, right? The Liverpool 18-19 team, the one that pushed us to 98 points. They played some good football. I will never forget them, right? The Brazil team that didn't win the World Cup, I will never forget them. There's some teams that play good football that you'll never forget, that you enjoy. Yes, Chelsea won the trophy against the City in the final. It's a shit performance from both teams, right? Monaco won it, shit performance, right? Even Madrid won it this year in Champions League, shit performance. Am I going to remember it? No. Don't give two fucks. But for me, right, Spain has the balance, wide, fast wingers, the good striker who drops in, the Pedri on the ball, the way Rodri controls the game. I don't see that with France. I see that with Germany. So for me, that's the yardstick I'm using to judge how I enjoy a team. France, I'm yet to be convinced.
No, okay. I get it because I am kind of in Gundo's kind of train of thought as well. Like, you do have some superstar players within France. You got your Tchouaménis, you got your Camavingas, Dembeles, Mbappes, what else? Kaolo, Muanis, all these people. However, to win the game, they needed an own goal. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
You know, big up to Rabiot too. I used to think, I know his mom is arrogant and himself, but Rabiot is such a good player though, to be honest.
See, Rabiot is like, I see a lot of people. I don't know. I don't mind Rabiot, but I think Camavinga would do a much better job in that situation. Again, regardless of what it is, this Spain team should be this France team should be destroying teams, but they're not. Why are they not doing that? That's the biggest question.
Does this come back what you said about England earlier on, that yes, we are piling all this criticism on England, but other star teams are also doing shit.
Correct, but this is where this is where I am coming from. Right at the end of the day, for me, like with regards to with regards to any sort of tournament football, I just don't think that you need to be destroying teams to win tournament football. At the end of the day, why I know that I've seen 20 years of my team do it, but again. And if they are good in certain areas, the key thing here is getting out of that group, going into your knockouts. And once you go into that knockouts, then you will start seeing different things that these different teams will do.
One of the things that you guys should look out for in not just these games, but even the Premier League and the Champions League, is that this concept, and perhaps I talked about 5 and 5. This concept of 5 and 5, right? When you see a team play back 4 and 2 6s you know they're going to be shit on the eye. You know.
Yeah.
When you see a team play 5-5, either a 3-box-3, a 2-3-5, a standard 4-3-3, the 5-5, you know they're going to be good on the eye because the patterns of play, the triangles are there to see. Spain, Germany, City, Barcelona, right? At one point, it used to be Bayern Munich used to play that way, but they don't anymore, right? You see those, what I call the 5-5. It's a 3-2-2-3.
You forgot Arsenal. You forgot Arsenal. They also played bit.
Even Arsenal, right? It's a 2-3-5. It's a 3. You know, it's a 5-5. England play a 6-4. Unbalanced pressure. France get away with it because of Mbappe in a 6-4. Right?
They can get away with it, isn't it? Yeah.
Right. But if you really want to see good football, look at that trend. Are they doing a 5-5? Watch what happens when they're progressive with the ball. Attack with 5, defend with 5, and they can rotate positions. It's just that's a little. So I did this with my own team last season, my U15 teams, and once they understood the 5-5 concept, bruh, it was domination, beautiful football. It's the same thing that Enzo Maresca did at EBS, which is carrying to Chelsea.
Yeah, but you have to play this beautiful football and win, though. You know, just say that. Yes, what if this French team goes to the final and play against Spain and against Germany, and Germany are playing beautiful football and Spain are just effective. France are just effective and win it again.
But then, and you're right. Just they win. But then the emotion. Do I feel any emotion for France? No. Do they play good football? No. Do I remember how they play? No, I don't.
Emotion doesn't win you a trophy, though. Not unless you're an underdog unless you're an underdog like Iceland, and they ride the wave.
Josh, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you win. I'm saying yes, win, win and play good football. But by God,
but I get what you mean. But I get what you mean. Some of these teams like Portugal and France have got the tools to play good football. You're
in
right.
10 years' time, in 15 years' time, I'm not remembering shit about a team that won a trophy.
Oh no, I get it. Like my concept, just going into what Josh was saying as well. I always think that playing that type of football and that good type of football would definitely kind of get you the advantage in a league-based system. Like in a league-based system, like a league-based tournament, I think definitely that type of football will win you more games and probably get you in a very good position to win the league. Whereas when it comes to tournament-type football, it's always very weird and it's just, I don't get it. Defensive football is a lot more like type of defensive football these people play is sometimes a lot more effective in tournament type football. The case and point is Real Madrid. Shit football. 16 Champions Leagues.
But do you think it's just because some of these teams have the tools, George? Because they have the tools to look good and still beat him. Because I think France plays expansive football, they'll still beat you. They'll beat you.
This is the problem, though. I think France are making the mistake that England were making in the 90s and 2000s. They've got all the best players. They don't necessarily have the best team at the moment. Like you've got Camavinga, you've got Mbappe, you've got who else we got?
Dembele.
Dembele. You've got all of the players that have been arguably the best in their respective positions in their respective teams around Europe and around different leagues. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the most cohesive team to take them on a run. Now, it may improve as the games go along and they get used to each other. But I mean, I'm seeing the standout performers from Real Madrid, from the Premier League, from PSG or whatever. Like you've got the best players from each of their respective clubs, and it's like, okay, we're going to put this together. We're going to try and play away. And I feel like maybe there's a bit of false confidence. I feel like there might be a little bit of we are France, and that they're in that kind of weird space where they've got the new generation of players that are, at top clubs and performing well in their respective clubs for the most part, but I don't think that that's going to carry them through. I feel like, as much as I hate to say it, and I don't rate him, that Southgate approach of having, a club mentality for your national team over a prolonged period.
There you go. There you go.
But again, I'm not rating Southgate, but I think that idea of getting your core of a team. So you have Mbappe as he can play wide, he can play through the middle, whatever. He can be that sort of focal point for them. So be it. He can be the man. He's rapid fast. Tchouaméni, Camavinga in midfield. Whoever else you can sort of fit into Saliba in defence. That can be your core for the next 4 or 5 years. Then you find the best in position or the best players to complement the other guys in your team, which I don't think France have done. They've just gone, they've done the whole Scholes, Lampard, Gerrard. You know what I mean? Scholes, Lampard, Gerrard thing. It's for the midfield. They've gone, okay, you're the best players. You get together and work it out. And I feel that's going to be a detriment. But it's happening for France now. I think it's going to be to their detriment. And I reckon they're going to go out in the round of 16, to be fair. I just can't see them.
Bro, I was
can't
just
see him
going to
winning
ask a
it.
question from all of you guys. How the hell does Upper Maguire get into this France team and he's starting?
It's this Deschamps guy. Do you remember? This is the same guy who dropped Laporte, Cow, and then brought Sissoko from Crystal Palace, so whatever that Sissoko guy is. And that guy was in his he just picks people who, I think the only reason why he has Saliba is he's been pressured. But he didn't want Saliba in the group. He didn't want Saliba.
Bro, you have Konate in your bench and you're playing Upper Maguire in here.
That's what he does. That's what he does. Politics. He did this to Laporte, and Laporte just decided to leave the country.
Let me ask you as a question, right? If you're manager of England, you play Bellingham as a 10. No, you don't.
No.
But it's politics.
No.
PR. Politics.
It's ridiculous.
Because he's doing it at Madrid, Southgate feels compelled to put him in the 10 because that's what's worked at that club.
But he's not creative. But he's not creative.
No, but
that's the thing. No, sorry, Josh. Continue. Like, I was just going to tell you the thing. Like, even Ancelotti said, I am playing him at a 10, but I'm playing him very close to the striker because that's what he does.
Because he can finish. He gets in the box. He can finish.
Yeah, I mean, look, to be fair, like, just to backtrack to England, Bellingham, I don't agree that he's, I feel like he's rated appropriately. I think it's a little bit over the top with the fanfare and the fact that he's the new golden boy for England. But he is a technically gifted player. He does know how to put the ball in the net. He is strong enough to hold off some of the more aggressive players around. But
so he is the number 8. So you just described the number 8.
Yeah, exactly. But playing him in the 10, I understand why it's being done, but it shouldn't be. I agree. He should be in the 8, or if not, maybe off the shoulder of the striker, more rather than arriving late in the box. I don't know what the plan is, but like
Conor Gallagher for England.
I said that Conor Gallagher is a solution. Anyway, Josh, let me give the mic to Mr. Gundo because Mr. Gundo is gushing over Nico Williams and he's gushing over this Spanish team. So, Mr. Gundo, we're going to give you a full front seat to explain to us why Spain.
I'll make it quick. I have to get the kids ready, but it's just very. They may not win the tournament. Who knows, right?
They're brilliant to watch.
But what I love about how they play, it reminds me of 17-18. These beautiful wide wingers in Lamal and Nico Williams. And then you have that number 9 and this guy, the reject, dropping in, and you have Pedri on the ball. You have Rodri dictating the play. You have Carvajal. You have Laporte and this new guy, Laforms or something. And then Cucurella, who's been rejected by Chelsea, is now balling inside. The balance is perfect. The distances are perfect. The triangles are perfect. The movements are so good on the ball. And it's beautiful to see. The weakest point is actually the goalkeeper. He's terrible. Unai Simon, right?
Why didn't they take Raya from Arsenal? Isn't he Spanish?
That's another question for another day. That's Arsenal fans. But
no, I mean he's actually good. I'm not trying to make a joke of it.
Raya has a problem, right? There is a thing. There was a stat, right? Raya he's very good with his feet and everything, but when it actually comes to saving the ball, Raya is good at close quarters and things like that, but long shots, Raya is actually horrible. He can't save long.
He's a David De Gea regen.
David De Gea can't play with his feet, Josh. What are you talking about?
No.
Don't try to shoehorn De Gea. You're trying to shoehorn De Gea in this.
No. What I'm saying is that De Gea couldn't find a pass. But he was good in close quarters. He had the reflexes, but like in FC 24, the goalkeeper had no hands. It's the same deal as Raya.
He can't save a long shot to save his life. But again, the way Spain plays, just to as what Gundu was saying, like you could concede that one goal here and there, but Spain will still destroy you. It's just such a good team to watch at the moment.
The question is going to be, can they carry over the line? I don't know if they can.
Yeah.
I think that
they're too young to do it, though,
right?
bro.
Right? but
I-
the way they play is so good.
I do
we'll
think
see what
they're
happens.
too young, Carl. You know what I mean? Maybe another, not maybe not maybe this tournament, but I do think going forward, this Spain team would be
World
a
Cup,
force to
yeah.
be reckoned with. Yeah,
Yeah, World Cup 26. Yeah.
that's what I feel like.
We'll see.
So
I said one thing, Josh. I said that you know, if Southgate was the Spanish manager, he would play Pedri on the left wing. That's why I play Bellingham
Yeah.
as a 10. That's what he would do.
see, that's the thing. I feel like for a while Spain have been one of the better teams to watch, even in previous tournaments and your Nations League and World Cup. They've always had a visually appealing play style. So it's not like they don't play nice football. I just feel like, I guess for a long time, Spain haven't had a good front man almost since I would argue David Villa.
They had
Yeah,
Diego
I
Costa
would agree
for a
with that.
while.
Yeah, but he wasn't a mainstay for, you know what I mean?
No,
Like,
the thing with Costa was you only got a good couple of years from him. After that, it just died out. So Villa, then a couple of
Yeah.
years with Costa, and then after that, there wasn't anyone in good form for them.
that's a lot of the problem, because they know how to get through a team. They can slice through anyone on their day. They can get it into the final third, but then who's there to put it in the back of the net?
Yeah, but Morata is
Thanks.
doing well. Let's be honest. Morata is doing very well for this system. It's just that
He's a terrorist.
He's
I don't
good
like
though. He's a good. Anyway, even let's not forget that some of these wingers of theirs, Yamal.
No,
who's
no,
been
David
incredible.
Raya is in the team. David Raya is in the bench.
Oh, is he? Okay, so they benched him. So they benched him. Like, look, let's be honest. This Spain team, when I've watched them, even Yamal and Nico, they've been in positions where they have to score.
very
They haven't just had that final scoring. But Yamal is incredible. Nico Williams
Patrick.
incredible. His brother heard that you decided to rush to Africa. Look at your brother. He was calm.
He
He's
has
now
no
in
choice
Spanish
now,
team.
Patrick. He's going to wait for Spain to call him up. He's not going to let him go play his football, man. Let him go play his football. His father is happy.
Yeah.
One is in Ghana, one is in Spain.
Spain.
Yeah. But,
He's got a
but
50.
Patrick,
By the way,
I
guys,
hope-
just to announce
I
this,
hope-
Nico has got a 50 million release clause on his contract.
I hope, Patrick, I hope that Jack Grealish is watching Nico Williams on the left wing. I hope he's watching. Because-
It's not the release clause, Pat. It's the wage demands for that age. That's the problem.
What do you mean?
He's asking for over like 250 grand a week or something ridiculous
I'll
like
give
that.
him. I'll give
He's
him.
worth
I'll give
it.
him Jack Grealish fit 3 something in
Thank you very much. It's worth it. Yeah, take Jack's money and give it to him.
Yeah, but you know what? A big up to Jack Grealish. I think he's got more to prove for us. So let's move on to
Nah, Patrick,
the
he's got nothing
favorite.
to prove. Patrick is finished, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
let's move on to the favorites. I am surprised that Kimmich has got 1 year left on his contract. I am surprised, and Bayern are willing to sell. My God, Kimmich as a right back, bombing up and down. Oh, it's incredible and beautiful to see. Gundogan getting into those boxes, late runs, scoring. Vets and the way Nagelsmann has got Musiala starting from the
Musiala.
left, tucking in with Vets. And you know what? I used to think Vets is just hype. I'm sorry, Vets is
No.
it. Carl, this Vets guy is creative. There's a point where I was watching one of the games. He received the ball in the pressure area where they had 4 people with him. He still nutmegged somebody and got the ball to Musiala in the box.
Well, this is it, Patrick. This is it, right? People are shouting about Bruno. No, Bruno. This is the kind of player that we need, not the
Or
Bruno.
Vets.
Yeah, this is the kind of player that we need, not Bruno. I pay 100 million for Bruno for what? Take that money, play it on Vets, Leverkusen.
You could get words for that money, by the way.
Yeah, when you run Bruno for what? Because
Vets has
he
a
runs
release clause of
around.
120, I think so. It's 120, 130 at Leverkusen.
Yeah,
120
it's
million euros, by the way. So in pounds,
Oh,
it
yeah,
would be
so
around
it's
100
less.
million.
Right, it's less.
Yeah, so yeah, it's listen, guys.
So
look,
I
I
will.
love
I'll,
talking- this
yeah,
is
go
why
ahead.
I love talking to you guys, because for some reason we get football, and you just hear all these crazy ITKs. Bruno Guimaraes, 100 million City are chasing. Who told you they're chasing him? You called Chicky. Chicky told you that's chasing him.
It's expired. It's
Just,
expired.
put
You
the
know,
stuff out there for clickbait.
it's expired in a few days, by
Yeah.
the way. It's expired
Bruno
in
It's not
2
happening.
days.
It's not happening.
I call
Patrick, it's not
Bruno
happening.
Guimaraes. I call Bruno Guimaraes a thug. That's what he is. He doesn't do anything but assault people in the middle of the pitch.
Oh, you said thug. I thought you said tug. Sorry, I thought you said tug. My mind went elsewhere. Oh boy.
They said it tug. So what are your thoughts, guys? Are we looking at the tournament winners?
No.
Can I take this quickly? I've got to go after this. Can I just
Go ahead, yeah.
jump in my points? Cheers.
Go ahead, jump in.
Yeah. I'll just say it quickly. I watched the opening game against Scotland, and I thought from day dot, I'm just like, no, these guys, if they don't win it, it's a farce. And Nagelsmann or Head will need to be on the pike, because I just saw the way they dismantled Scotland. Granted, they're not the greatest team to go up against. You're guaranteed to pretty much beat them. But I saw the way that Florian Wirtz was playing, as you said.
Musiala.
No. The DM. Sorry, I'm bad with names.
Kimmich.
Kimmich out at right back there, and I just saw the way they were playing together. It's very, very cohesive, and I just think if they don't go through undefeated, I think they should go. I think they should go through undefeated. To be honest, for me, they're the favourites. They look the best. They look. Probably the most cohesive unit.
They're more coached. They're more coached, and they know what they're doing.
And it looks like the shackles are off ever since what's his face left and Nagelsmann came in. It looks like they're actually being more expressive as well. And for the talent they have, that can only boost their chances. So yeah, if they're not going to win it.
The thing is, Josh, to add to what you're saying, I think the team is more built towards a Nagelsmann type manager than a Hansi Flick type manager as well.
Yeah,
and that's reflective of the players that are in the team as well, because it's not the exact same team that we've been seeing. So I feel like, yeah, again, if they don't win the thing, it's an underachievement. So
nobody's giving the Italians any chance.
No.
Maybe. I think a close second should probably be England if they get it right, but otherwise, possibly Portugal.
Josh, you can say close second is England, please.
No.
I think it's between England and France.
My favorite is Germany, but it's either England or France. If they can get it right, that will be the closest to knocking them over.
Yeah.
Can I say something? Remember when I said who will win the Euros? My honest thoughts on the tournament, and some people are going to be touched and obviously hurt by this, because some people are enjoying this tournament. This tournament has been ass cheeks. I'm sorry, compared to the other tournaments. Yeah, it's not a very good tournament. Let's be honest, guys. Yes, we've had that. The Albanian team, I like them. They're very good at fighting. Croatia look like
they're good. They have fucking Broja in fucking.
I know, but I enjoy what they're doing sometimes. Turkey, very, very energetic. Maybe Turkey might be a dark horse.
That Arda Güler kid, holy crap!
From Madrid, yeah, he's very good. But the thing is,
I'm going to bounce, guys.
Yeah, go ahead. Thanks for coming, Josh.
Take care.
Thanks, man. See you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. It's just that the quality. Some of the players that were supposed to look good at the tournament haven't looked good yet. So maybe we're too early to judge. But Musiala is looking good. Wirtz is looking good. The German team stars that were supposed to look good are looking good. Gundogan looks like he's 25 years old and still going on. But overall, this tournament hasn't been impressive. As Josh said, France had to win with an own goal. Nothing impressive. England have been struggling, and after they score the first goal, they have to sit back. The other games that have been interesting, like the Croatia game. Croatia played against Albania. That was an interesting game where Croatia was 2-1, and then Albania came back. It's actually the smaller teams, when they play together, that's when things have looked great. But overall, this tournament has been disappointing, and maybe it will get better. And maybe it's too early to start judging this tournament.
Get better. It will definitely get better when you go into the knockout tournaments and knockout part of the tournament anyway. It will definitely get a lot more better. But see, at the end of the day, for me, I was thinking the final four would be Germany, Spain, France, and I do think it probably England will be there for some. I just have this weird feeling that they will do it. But winning it, I don't think they would win it. But it probably will be between France, Germany, or Spain, who might win the tournament. See, I have been a lifelong Germany fan. I love Germany from a long time ago. One of the reasons why I love Germany is my favorite player of all time is from Germany. He's Michael Ballack. I love Michael Ballack, and for me, Germany has a very close part to myself as well. But in saying that, I don't want Germany to win because one thing is I don't like Kai Havertz anymore. Number two is there is this stupid Twitter dude called Clinical Kai or something. He's such a fucking dickhead, bro. I don't want to watch Germany because of him.
Leave that trophy. Yeah. It's fair. You're right. No, but overall, I think that the favorites, and to be honest with you,
for sure.
Yeah, that the favorites, and to be honest with you, as I said, I'm not impressed with the tournament so far, but maybe it's good to give it a few, give it time, give it time. So
Just-
maybe in due time, maybe the tournament
give
will
it a little
improve
bit
and
of
things will
time.
improve.
I would say give it a little bit of time. But like for an example, in saying that, my God, Spain has been brilliant. France haven't been their best, but teams like England haven't been their best. France haven't been their best. You never know, bro. Portugal might pull a fast one on us. We don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look, I was on Never Foul, and I remember I was saying, let's not get too excited. It's at the beginning. It's just I've jumped on the German trip because I've been watching teams and look like they look more settled. But that's the thing. I remember when Portugal also won the Euro, they were not great at the beginning, were they? They were terrible,
Bro,
and then somehow they just found a way.
Remember, Renato Sanchez was a thing. That tournament made Renato Sanchez. What has Renato Sanchez done after that? Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, you're right
and
about
that's the
that.
thing. And that's the thing, you know what I mean? Like, there are certain things in this tournament that it will give you. Like, even look at Goncalo Ramos was another player that was people were talking about after all of these tournaments. But in saying that, you never know what these tournaments spit out, and sometimes teams, even you can see why the transfer market sometimes is a bit slow because of the Euros going on. They want to see who is doing well in the Euros as well, in order to maybe make a formal offer to one of these players. But in saying that, for me, it's going to be between Germany, France, or Spain. As much as I love Germany, I don't want it to be Germany. I do think it will be between France or Spain, and I hope it would be Spain, because I think Spain deserves to win it from the way they're playing.
Yeah,
because
fair.
if you remember when Mancini won it for Italy, they were playing defensive football, but it was really good football. Like, you remember them playing the way they are playing, but it was defensive type football. But in saying that, they deserved it from the start to win it.
Yeah,
Locatelli, all these people coming out from that tournament.
Chiesa now. Chiesa, who seems like he's dusted now. He can't even do what he can do.
Chiesa is still very good.
Yeah, and he looks like that, but the injury has taken him down a pace a notch, because he used to be fast.
Oh, he's still fast, bro. Bro, they're playing with a terrorist.
I know that football doesn't look great, and then for the twos too. So guys, that's the thoughts on the tournament. Let me know in the comments, guys, which one is your favorite team and which team you think is gonna win. I was here with Anthony, Pitch Points Cow. I was here with Josh, 8 Kids Deep. So guys, I didn't want to be doing reactions every time the matches are played. It's just there's too many of them, and to be honest with you, even though I've watched a few of them, it's like I don't know how people are keeping that up. Big up to all the streamers who are streaming every watch along and streaming every reaction, because I don't know if I have time to do that, because the matches are coming thick and fast,
Do you want to also touch base on a few transfer rumors going on before we wrap up as well, Pat?
Go ahead. So what's interesting? What has Fab? I know that there's a guy who Chelsea have called back from somewhere and on loan, and he's gonna join in. I don't know if he's a midfielder. That's what I saw a few minutes ago. That's saying they're calling him back from loan, and he's gonna join the Chelsea. Yeah, it was on Twitter, and calling him back on loan, and he's gonna join. They're like, oh, is he gonna join his fellow Frenchman, Kunku? I know that Bruno Guimaraes, his 100 million risk clause is going to expire on the 30th of June. I think if clubs were to pay that, they would have paid that already at the beginning, because it's a limited. Or maybe clubs are waiting for Bruno Guimaraes' risk clause to expire actually, and then start negotiating Newcastle. Then there's another one, Douglas Luiz to Juventus is still on.
I think that would be a good thing to do because Newcastle does have to sell.
So do you think teams don't really want to pay the 100? They're gonna go to Newcastle and say try get him for 80 or something?
Bro, the worst thing is if you see, just take an example, Manchester United with all their money, they don't want to pay the money for Branthwaite right now.
Who was 65 million, isn't it?
Which is the right thing to do as well. I'm not saying it's the wrong thing to do. It is the right thing to do. But it is funny to see that Everton is holding on, which for me means that somebody out there has actually bidded for a different player in the team, probably Onana. They know that Onana is going and that money is coming in. So
they're looking for like 60 for Onana, 60, 50 or something.
50 million. So that means that money is coming in. So they don't really have to sell Branthwaite for a cheaper price. So that's why they're holding on for
That's
this.
another player who I thought could have been if the English team, Branthwaite. I think he could have been good for the English team.
Another good player. But this is where I don't get it, right? If you have a choice between Onana and let's say a Douglas Luiz for 50 million, why aren't the Premier League teams going for Douglas Luiz, bro?
I don't know. I'm shocked that he's going to Juve. I'm truly shocked that everybody's letting him go to Juve because I think he helps a lot of the top 6 teams. He helps a lot.
Brilliant,
that's including City. That's including City bringing him back.
Bro, he's brilliant, bro.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate, but maybe there's like some of these things. There's background offers, because I see that giving Aston Villa good players, and the 2 players are given to Aston Villa. I think that quality.
What quality, bro? They're giving them Weston McKennie.
McKennie's not coming anymore. It's another player has replaced McKennie, some Italian.
Then when they heard that, Tottenham have gone and bidded for Weston McKennie.
Have they? I don't know, man. This transfer window is quiet.
What the fuck is going on?
I don't know, but this transfer window is quiet, and there's a reason why. Because of those PSR things. Wait. As in the City thing already, this is 2nd week now. That City court thing. This must be the 2nd week for that, isn't it? This is week 2.
So, which is quite interesting, right? Like City now put their court case to the Premier League. Villa
last week, So it's last week now.
Villa is also kind of on your side. That of course we are on your side for sure. We'd love to spend money. That's what we do. And did you see Jim Radcliffe saying that these PSR rules are killing clubs?
Yeah, it's quite funny that he's coming out because the original Man United owners, I think they were with the Prem, and he's coming out saying, look at what's for. And you know what makes me laugh? When City fans are doing content, right? And we go into these channels and we start answering these things, you see people in the comments, you guys are useless. You guys, you just support cheating. Funny thing is, now the United owners come out, and guess what he said? He said, all these rules are holding us back from taking players like Tchouameni, 100 million player like Tchouameni, which Madrid have. They've got people like Camavinga, they've got Jude. They're like, these guys are still advancing. And this is what I told people. You might be going after City, but I want you to look at England's domination in Europe. Why do you think Madrid keeps dominating? They have a free range to do whatever they want.
This is the problem I had when people were talking about us. They said that we are overspending and we are doing these things. But bro, nobody was complaining when Real Madrid went and bought Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, Valverde, all these people when they were young from all these countries and hoarded them within there. Just because when Chelsea started doing with
Odegaard, they gave him a long-ass contract too.
Odegaard, then when Chelsea started doing this thing with this Esteval fellow, Kenry Pais, Andre Santos, then it became a problem. What could we do if we identified these players and took them into the club? We paid good money for them, and they came to our club. It is what it is. But that's the problem I see with it. I do think Premier League teams need to be let to spend money, because let's say if we want to spend 60-70 million on an Olise, we should be allowed to spend 60-70 million on an Olise.
You should.
Because the thing is, bro, how else are these smaller teams who are looking to develop players and sell players gonna earn money if we are not allowed to spend? Bro, imagine if there was an Ipswich Town player, and Ipswich has a transfer budget of, let's say, 10 million for an example, or 20 million. But they took a player on loan from Chelsea, which is, let's say, Omari Hutchinson, and Omari Hutchinson they want to bring him back, and Omari Hutchinson is going to cost them 35 million, right? And the only way for them to do that is to sell one of their star players to, let's say, an Arsenal for 50-60 million. And Arsenal can't spend that money because of PSR rules. Who is suffering in that situation?
We are suffering, and then their international teams will get stronger because Juventus is in the UCL now, so they're getting stronger than Aston Villa. Aston Villa is going to the UCL, losing that start. Juventus will be better. If they're in the same group, that's the same team they're going to play will be stronger than them. Anyway, I'm going to have to cut it here because my mechanic is outside. But guys, some of these things, we'll have a transfer video. I'm actually going to be on stream later on with Antonio, see if we get more transfers on that. But guys, I'm just saying the Euros so far, I haven't been impressed, but some teams look good. It's been entertainment. We've been starving from football, so I get why people are so hyped. Obviously, Musiala, this seems to be his tournament because he's the man who's performing above everybody else. Spain look good. Nico Williams looks good. Yamel looks good like a youngster. England still look like idiots. Portuguese look lost because of Ronaldo, who's still trying to dribble but can't dribble anymore. But we'll see anyway. And big up to Messi. Messi's still doing his thing. Julian Alvarez scored for Argentina. Guys, I'll talk to you later. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, guys. We're on 2,000. Is it 2,300 or 500? I don't know. 300, I think so. 50.
Let's get to 3,000. Let's get to 3,000 before the new season starts.
I'm trying to get 3,000. So we're gonna start shoehorning 3,000. But unfortunately, I can't be doing these fake transfer room videos. Anthony knows I hate them, especially not those Anthony ones where deal done with it. Why you're like the deal is done? You know them. I just
with a question mark.
I can't do those. I feel dirty lying to people that a deal is done. But I'll see you guys. My mechanic is outside. Big up to you, Anthony.
Big up
to you,
Conor Gallagher.
And big up Conor Gallagher. Thank you.